Hey guys, what is up? It's Dusty here and welcome back to another episode of the Daily Crypto News. And honestly, today has been a pretty good day for XRP. As we can all see, the price was up by about 8% throughout the day. And even though right now it's falling a little bit, I think it's one of the best performers, if not the best performer in the top 10 right now. However, there are a couple of very interesting things. First of all, Gary Gensler warns of an imminent crypto crackdown. He basically explained why proof of reserves have no value. For anybody watching this during Christmas time still, Happy Christmas, or Merry Christmas. And here's a Christmas gift from Peter Schiff. He basically says, sell all your Bitcoin, sell all your crypto. So if that's a gift in your world, take it. There's a little bit deeper of a story regarding the SEC and what Craig Wright has said yet again, and I think those will be the main topic for today's video. We have a couple of other crazy side notes, but I'm trying to summarize the most important and most interesting pieces for y'all. So I guess let us start with Craig Wright and his juicy drama, because man, this battle between David Swartz and Craig Wright, again, the founder of Bitcoin supposedly versus the founder of XRP, it's really juicy to watch this over on Twitter. I don't want to cover this too much though, because it's not really news, some people said. He said, so 2023 goal, academic analysis of XRP to a, did you guys see that? What happened? To a publication standard, and this will be freely issued to the SEC. He basically wants to quote unquote expose XRP, and this is coming from the supposed Bitcoin founder. Basically, we show how dishonest the system is, enjoy what is coming. This will stop the continuous XRP scams. He's not talking about those get 100 billion XRP by sending us money. No, he's talking about the fact that, well, Ripple is basically a scam and XRP people are scamming you to some degree. It's a peculiar one. However, it kind of, I don't know exactly what he's trying to say with a detailed analysis sent to the SEC. It's like, why didn't he join on the SEC side as either a expert witness because, well, he made Bitcoin, which this technology is kind of based on maybe, and so he knew, or as an amicus curiae to basically help out the SEC. He didn't do that. Why not? I mean, I kind of wonder exactly why you'd put all this in there. You know, it's kind of like, Regardless of that, the SEC has been on an interesting path. SEC Chair Gary Gensler warns of imminent crypto crackdown, explains why proof of reserves has no value. He says that a crackdown on the crypto industry is imminent in the wake of the FTX's high-profile collapse. And honestly, there's a very true part with all this. The FTX collapse, because of the crazy bond bail thing, it's become a really high-profile thing. All these mainstream YouTubers are talking about it over on their channels, about how NFTs were dead, they covered that a lot, about how potentially some big influencers like Logan Paul are scamming people. But then the next big story is about this Sam Bankman-Fried and about this guy defrauding everybody, basically. It's hit the mainstream news by a lot. It's got millions upon millions of views everywhere. And you guys saw how crazy Twitter was going while this was all kind of unraveling. Point being, and let us quickly, I guess, read that. According to a new report by Bloomberg, which just came out, the SEC Chair Gary Gensler says that the regulatory agency is coming after crypto firms that don't comply with its rules and compares such companies to casinos. Quote, the runway is getting shorter. The casinos in the Wild West are non-compliant intermediaries, end quote. And he also says the trend of crypto exchanges proving they have reserve assets to back up their customers' funds means nothing. And I guess we should agree with that because indeed it means nothing, as the practice doesn't live up to the current regulatory disclosure standards. Quote, proof of reserves is neither a full accounting of the assets and liability of a company, nor does it satisfy segregation of customer funds under the securities laws, end quote. Now, according to Gary Gensler, regulators should focus on making crypto firms or crypto firms separate their funds and their customers' funds, as well as keep accurate records of all transactions. And this is, again, one of the rare Gary Gensler W's because I agree with him. I think exchanges should be held accountable to showcase that they have customers' assets separate from whatever the frig they're doing in the background. Let's just put it like that. There are some in this field that have talked about ways to give customers confidence that the crypto is really there. They should do that by coming into compliance with time-tested custody, segregation of customer fund rules, and accounting rules. And can we really be against Gary Gensler for saying this? I don't think so. Again, I think the man is a little bit cuckoo, all right? My personal opinion on the matter is I don't hold him in that high a regard. I don't think of this man as a saint. at all right? He's been doing a really bad job at the SEC. But that is what I say again. The SEC is not a bad entity. It's been run like a criminal enterprise, in my own opinion. It's just absolutely ridiculous what they've been doing, especially when it comes to XRP. I think it is ridiculous, garbage, just blah. But it is a very important entity to have. However, and that's where things come up and where I get kind of confused, the Securities and Exchange Commission, potentially, Securities and Exchange Commission, has something to say for crypto exchanges, because there's exchange in the word SEC words. But when it comes to crypto, I'm not so sure that this securities nor exchange is really where that ties it down, nor does CFTC fully tie it down, potentially a little bit more. But I just wonder if this is what they should be regulating and looking after, and whether or not it should just not be like cases like this, where, okay, FTX, this is again what the CFTC potentially should have also been involved with, but FTX, the SEC, boom, should have looked at that more properly. Are they doing something shady? Okay, we go after them. Boom, let's get this money, all right? Who exactly to get the money for? Well, you guys all know that the whole FTX drama is so trending over on all the internets. One of those things that I covered a little bit earlier today is also the fact that, well, since the SEC charged parties, and they're basically demanding a lot of money because these parties are hurting consumers, but then because they're charging these companies, they can't pay back consumers. What in the world is happening there then, right? If you at the SEC are supposed to protect US investors, but then by protecting US investors, you're literally making sure investors can't get their money back because you're basically suing them for so much money that they can't pay back. And they have to go for a loan. This happened to Voyager, if you guys didn't know. So they have to go for a loan. I think this also happened to BlockFi. I think this is happening to a lot of different parties on different ends, that they are getting in some sort of trouble with the law or with their responsibilities. And so the whole system just breaks out. To be a little bit more specific about the whole BlockFi, to take this, the SEC admits that FTX customer assets were used to bail out BlockFi. Were those customer assets funneled to the SEC to make payments on the $100 million SEC BlockFi settlement? Did the SEC bother to conduct any due diligence on the source of those funds? Because if not, then this is like borderline almost unethical, illegal activity. It's not illegal because it's the law, but it doesn't really make sense if you're protecting them to kind of give them a little negative butt massage as well while you're doing so, right? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. All right, a couple other pieces that I thought were interesting in terms of news. There's a guy, Ryoshi. According to Hudson Rock, the threat actor claimed the data was obtained earlier this year via Twitter vulnerability, and he basically says he has 400 million Twitter user accounts. We're not sure if this is a joke. I'm just covering this because I found it. Twitter or Elon Musk, if you're reading this, you're already risking a GDPR fine of over, well, $276 million, over 5.4 imaging the fine if 400 million users breach. Your best option to avoid paying a $270 million fine in GDPR breach fines like Facebook did due to 533 million users being scraped is to buy this data exclusively, the message read. So that could be interesting in terms of the trust in Twitter. We're not sure if it's real, but it's something interesting. A lot of people are claiming that this is untrue, but some other geniuses, I guess, are saying that it is. So it's something to keep your eyes on, I'd say. I'd say keep your eyes on this. A little article I saw that was published 35 seconds ago. I'm quick like that. XRP could jump on the investor wish list, and these holders can be accredited. I don't want to spend too much time on this one except for saying this right here, right? Just one little quick piece. XRP, Ripple, now on top 10 by trading volume amongst the 500 biggest Binance Smart Chain whales in the last 24 hours. That is a very peculiar statement to see. Apparently, Binance Smart Chain whales are all of a sudden buying XRP massively. And again, if you have to think of a Christmas gift, even though it's already past Christmas basically, I still say XRP is a really good risk to reward. I think it's personally a really juicy opportunity, but hey, don't take my word for it, just look it up for yourself. There are a lot of other cryptos like Polygon as well that I'm hoarding like a freaking madman though, guys. Many different cryptos are just so juicy, and this is the time to buy if you ask me. We're in such a cheap position. Right now, cryptos are just so ridiculously cheap. They've been going down and down and down and down, and I can't keep my hands from just buying more. On the sidelines, there was also another very interesting piece. Emails reveal Sam Bankman-Fried's courtship of federal regulators. Again, if we just think back about all of this, it's very ironic that Sam Bankman-Fried always was the big spearhead behind crypto regulation, and he was always saying, no, we should do this, I'm helping out with this, that. But then on the opposite side, right now, the CFTC and SEC are just completely hunting his ass. Again, he was so much in touch with all the top guys, you know? It's kind of funny to see how they switched up on him so significantly, and how the connections were set in stone, right? For example, Bill Sommers, another former CFTC commissioner, also served on the FTX US derivatives board of directors. Beckman-Fried also went to a lot of these different housing committees and whatnot. He's had so many different meetings with all these different CFTC, SEC type of people. We have all the data for it, and right now a lot more data of all these emails is getting exposed. I think this comes from the Los Angeles Times, this article. But yeah, just start to kind of notice exactly how deep the whole rabbit hole lies. And well, I think one of the things I think about most is he being set up? Is this all one bigger scheme that we're not noticing? Because he was so well connected that I kind of find it strange that they did not know. Is he such a big fraudster? He cannot claim he didn't know, and he's not trying to do that, because guys like Caroline Ellison are all saying, no, we did know. We're sorry for all this. We're sorry for all this. So he cannot claim anymore that they didn't know, unless those guys took just some juicy plea deal to throw this guy under the bus, which is possible. But no, the point being is, how could they not have seen it? Or did he lie to everybody, in which case his jail time is going to be so significant? Or where exactly did things go wrong? Was he just that money hungry, really? The answer I do not have for you. It's just something I've been thinking about. Last but not least, in terms of news, Ripple reported to be building a national stablecoin for the Republic of Palau, confirms the president. Yeah, the president just basically said in a news speech that they're really looking into that. And I believe about a year ago in November, Ripple stated, "We're excited to announce a new partnership with the Republic of Palau to explore the country's first national digital currency and its use cases with the XP Ledger." And I believe right now they're expanding on that, as the president basically just came out to state this again. So at least it's not been forgotten, it's not been avoided. It's just a little update on the matter. But yeah, things are getting very freaking juicy in the crypto space. That was it for today's video though, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you press the like button and subscribe. I'll see you guys again tomorrow in another one.